Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Videos a day from adamant women and government simps dislike that men are going their own way. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
And so there's this online movement some of you may have heard of called the Men Going Their Own Way movement. It's like a male separatist movement, basically saying, oh, screw this, I'm off, everyone hates me. Men going their own way aren't men at all, in my view.
Wow. The same shaming tactic that women use. We're not even men at all, huh? Gotcha.
Few years, a lot of young men just moved home with their mother. They have no intention of ever moving out until they can find a girlfriend in her 20s or 30s with a good job and low expectations. And then their hope is to move into her house and have her pick up where mom left off.
Hello there people, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to cover how social media or some aspect of it is banning men going their own way movement. Like here on TikTok, if you search for MGTOW, you can easily find that it gives no result and actually says this phrase may be associated with a behavior or a content that violates our guidelines. Promoting a safe and positive experience is TikTok priority. Similar thing happens.
We can't even just talk about things, guys. We can't even mention things anymore. We can't even mention that women are doing these things. We can't even mention that men are getting fucked over. They don't want us to talk. They want us to shut the fuck up.
When you search for the full term, like men going their own way, same result, no results. But if we search for any woman-specific topic like feminist, you can find everything over here. It's crazy. Now that's just not TikTok. Even on YouTube, you can see that most people don't even like to put that in their title because it gets limited and it makes you want to, it goes under review process. The AI detects it directly and sends you the review, so you are at the hands of mercy of someone who reviews your content to approve or not.
All right. That I deal with so much, guys. You guys don't know my back end too much, but this limited thing I deal with constantly. There's videos that I will re-upload and it gives me this limited, and then a person will review it and then they will confirm it even though there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I do? I just delete that video because I haven't released it yet, and I will re-upload it and it'll get flagged again. Then I'll get it sent it for a review again, and then there's somebody that says, oh, it's okay, and they will approve it. But sometimes I do that process 3 to 4 times, which dings my YouTube account in a sense for causing these limited things to pop up. That's how unprofessional they are with this, that I can submit the exact same videos multiple times and get denied by 3 people ahead of them, and then a 4th person sees it and says, oh, it's perfectly okay, and approves it. Sometimes I get it done the first one, or sometimes I get it done the second one. I've gone through 6 submissions before for the exact same video that I did not even edit or anything, and then the 6th person approved it. It is a pain in the ass, and it really fucks with my channel because the more of these unlisted things I get warnings on my end to say you need to stop doing that.
So it's basically shadow banned at this point. Now one of the video got rejected by the review, and you won't believe that the result I got for this. Now sadly I cannot show you that exact thing that caused this comment. It says it is hateful and derogatory. I don't know what was hateful in that. And if you see the duration, it's only, I think, 5 seconds. Just for the 5 seconds, the entire video gets taken down. So it's not taken down, you can watch it. I have it at unlisted from public. So if you want, it's under my playlist of compilation videos. You can, if you're interested, if you want to know, you can go there and check the timer. But that's it.
And I know you guys, comments get deleted so fast on my channel. So many things happen to my particular channel. I don't know what, again, I only know what's happening to my channel. I talk to other creators, but not too much. And it's not me deleting, guys. I don't delete comments. every single morning I go through the comments that were held while I was sleeping, and I approve all my comments. I don't care what you guys just say majority of the time. If YouTube flags it, that means YouTube thinks that it was really bad or whatever it is. I just let that happen. But other than that, there's not much I can do about a lot of these little things that YouTube does on me.
That's what
Sorry.
what do you think about this? They're shadow banning things without any real reason. Even if you Google the term MGTOW, you will 90% of the time will find some feminist post or articles saying how misogynistic and all that stuff is. It's crazy. Let's just see the videos for this, man.
I want to have this conversation with the understanding that this is a safe space, and not a safe space and that we're going to make sure we don't hurt anybody's feelings. A safe space in that we can say real, honest, practical things that could offend someone, because we all have the collective goal of making sure our boys aren't just okay, but they're thriving. Because I personally think we don't talk about them enough. So Richard, let's start with you. What does it mean to be a boy in 2024?
Well, I'm not a boy anymore, in case that's not obvious to the crowd, but I have raised 3 sons, all in their 20s now, which is one of the reasons I think I'm drawn to this work. And I think the very fact that doesn't have an obvious answer anymore, that's a box with a big question mark in it now. And a lot of boys are struggling with that. And I would say that the best answer to that is probably not to tell, but to show. And what we should be showing is that mature masculinity, which is a phrase I much prefer to thinking about toxic and non-toxic, which maybe we'll get into, is actually just about being generative. I think I've tried to raise my boys. I think we should try to raise our sons that actually just being for yourself is the opposite of masculinity. That masculinity and being a boy is about relationships. It's about being generative. It's about giving more than you get. And so there's this online movement, some of you may have heard of, called the men going their own way movement. It's like a male separatist movement, basically saying, oh, screw this.
So you should only care about others and not about yourself at all? Is that what this motherfucker just said right now?
I'm off. Everyone hates me. Men going their own way aren't men at all, in my view. Is that men who are in communities, in families, who are kind of giving more than they get, that's what I think it means.
I fucking disagree. One, I do agree that what he said afterwards, men with family, men with communities and stuff are better men, or end up being better men. But to say that because these men are not in the same ideological standpoint that where you are, that they're not even men anymore? Like, why would you use the exact same sign language that women use against us? We don't take kindly to this type of fucking fuckery.
That's what I think the aspiration should be. But I honestly think a lot of boys right now don't have a good answer, and so they go looking online for an answer and find some pretty bad ones, honestly.
This guy said men going their own way are not real men. And he believes men should be just givers and don't expect much back. Like, what kind of mindset is that? Like, just ignore good and evil and all that aspect of this topic. Like, if MGTOW is...
That's teaching your boys to just be abused. That they're gonna be used and abused by everybody around them.
Good or bad, let's ignore that. But what kind of mindset is that? Just be a provider and don't expect much in return. That itself is such a bad topic, and if he's teaching his sons that kind of thing, man, the women are going to take so much advantage of their sons. It's crazy. Let me know what you guys feel about this.
I believe this gentleman that has this channel is Indian from his accent. I'm proud of you, brother, for making a channel. I don't see very many Indian men or hear Indian men. He might not be Indian, I could be wrong. But he's definitely foreign. I love it. I'm glad you're doing this, man. Like, I'm glad that not just, white men, black men, Asian men, all men are coming in and making content, speaking on issues that affect all men. There's no race really involved in this shit. It's just men.
Young guys are doing with their time and energy. Porn, Social media, video games, the beast, the false prophet, and the antichrist. That's what they're doing. Single guys in your 20s, here's what we know. 68% of guys in their 20s today are not dating a woman, not intending to date a woman, have no actual interest in a relationship with a female, and are making no movement toward marriage whatsoever. The last few years, a lot of young men just moved home with their mother. They have no intention of ever moving out until they can find a girlfriend in her 20s or 30s with a good job and low expectations. And then their hope is to move into her house and have her pick up.
What the fuck are you talking about, you motherfucking lying piece of shit? That's not very many men that are just looking to mooch off of women. And the way he says that men are going their own way, like just because they don't want to, like, no, because of women. Everything gets put on men, which I understand. I really do, as we are the leaders of man itself. I get it. But there's also accountability on the woman's side. If women do not want to get married, and women don't want to have kids, and women choose to not date normal men and they rather date higher echelon men, I think it's perfectly reasonable for men to opt out when they're not getting the reciprocation that they should be getting.
Where mom left off. And what these are generational curses and bad patterns that are destroying young men. Destroying young men. And today, young men are an endangered species. And everything in our culture is to absolutely remove their masculinity and to ruin their legacy.
I agree with that.
Again, all their meaning of masculinity is men being providers for no reason and getting nothing in return. See how they're trying to portray that the guys who are in this moment are living in some mother's basement and they're looking for another woman just to move into her basement. Man, these people make no sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you all feel about this?
I just told you, brother, I think it's weird as fuck.
Have 7 million men ages 25 to 54 not working or looking for work. 7 million. You can't build a civilization, a culture, a nation, an economy on men who are not activated and working and producing. What it means is you have far more consumers than producers. And then you have a whole generation of young men that are going to vote to increase the taxes on men who are working to reallocate wealth, which is stealing. And the result.
It's weird that he puts all of this on men when the most votes that lead towards this is women. Remember, more men are conservative, lean towards conservativeship than liberal. And women have got leaned towards liberalism, I don't know, for a very long time. It's 60% plus now that identify as liberals, that they want this type of action to happen. So the men that do vote this way are the ones that are trying to get some.
Result is at some point you run out of other people's money. That's why we now have record national debt, and now credit card debt in America has for the first time reached over $1 trillion.
And yet women own majority of that credit card debt, but you're still putting it on men.
So men are not going to work or working. In addition, they are not generating income, but they're expecting the government to provide for them.
See how they try to manipulate things? They try to blame young men for making smart decisions to not work as much harder as the older generation of men did because they had to raise family and stuff. But what do they get in return? They get cheated on, get divorced, get their half of the stuff taken by, and which in return benefits the government. So that's why they want to say all these things, because it's affecting the government. Now men don't have to work as much harder because no one is aiming for the family, which actually costs a lot of money to raise.
Yes, it does.
Now men can just do normal jobs or just to like enjoy their hobbies and life, which doesn't need much, and it's kind of enjoyable. But now they don't want that because that makes men not much ambitious or goal-oriented. That's debatable. That's every man to every, it differs from every man. Not all men are going to be goal-oriented and all that. Some just want to relax, just enjoy minimal things in life and just be on their way. But they don't want that because now men are not working hard, so they're not going to make more money. In return, they cannot tax those men because they're not making that much money. See, that's why they're mad. Let's see some comments for this. Eventually, there will be two-tier tax system where women are taxed at 20% and men at 50%.
Yes, I can see this.
That's known as gradual introduction of slavery. Man, I don't doubt that.
I can see that.
This could be a reality. Can't ban a non-organized movement without a hierarchy. Men will do what they want regardless.
Yep.
Exactly. Just because I'm saying something doesn't mean the person listening to this video is going to agree what I'm saying or accept what I'm saying. He's going to have his own lifestyle and movement. They don't understand that simple thing. Women, let's ban all make on social media. Also women. Do we need men? No. See, they say something and do completely different. Like their actions are always opposite of what they want. It happens every time and everywhere. Instead of dealing with real issues, they blame men.
Yep.
Total lack of self-awareness. Exactly. That was stupid. As long as feminism and believe all movement are in play, men will go their own way regardless of what you call it. And of course, marriage laws are there as well to avoid men getting married, so thanks for that. They can ban it online, but not in real life. Exactly. They think just because it's online, it's going to like go away in a couple of years. No, it's happening from like before I was born even. They were doing it in the 80s and 90s. We just didn't know it because we didn't have internet back then to share it at the way we got now. Let me know what you guys feel about this.
No, I actually agree.
The moment you cohabitate with a woman, you lose all your power as a man. That woman has no mystery of you at all. She literally walks through the house, leaving her mark everywhere, lashes and wigs and clothes, panties, everything. This her home. You understand? On top of that, she know you from head to toe. She know what soap you use, what time you get in the shower, what you like to eat at what time. She know when your phone go off with the alarm. She know who's going to call you through the day, etc. Bro, I'm telling you, cohabitating is like signing up to get cheated on. There's no mystery. She's not curious about you at all. When she goes to work, she can't wait to get away from you.
I'm like, I agree, but I also disagree. You shouldn't be cohabitating right away. But I do think once before you get married, you should be living together. Why? Because there's little nuances of living together that may change the whole dynamic of your relationship.
Y'all see each other every single day. You think, a lot of times, man, fellas think that being this fairy tale husband, moving a family in together and building a home and being in land with your wife every night, reading the books next to each other and drinking coffee and having breakfast in the morning together. Bro, that is signing up to get cheated on, man.
This is why you should never cold approach a woman. Despite what many other of the female dating coaches will tell you, it's total crap. Approach is always this manifestation in your male mind that this woman, because she is so attractive, would benefit you and your life. But you have no idea.
Yeah. That's exactly how us men view this. She's good. She's good looking. I can see you're doing well in my life, or doing better for me.
If she is relationship material, if she is a rancid bitch, if you know what I'm talking about. The only reason you're approaching her is because you find her attractive. And then you're going to turn around and resent her for your entire life for having that power over you. It is purely shallow, and you are already setting up a poor power dynamic within a relationship if you do end up getting in one with this girl. So take it from big sis, meet them out in the wild, through friends, maybe online. But women don't deserve cold approach, not these women.
That's actually true. If you approach a woman in public, it all of a sudden puts more power in the hand of a woman. She can do whatever in that situation, call you creep, or accept your proposal, but most of the time it goes to the first option, calling you a creep or degrading you in public. They have all that option to do that.
Reasons why you should never chase a woman. And if you're someone who wants to learn how to attract women rather than chase them, then you might want to consider hitting that follow button so that you can see more videos like this.
Sometimes, I don't know, these dating coaches that are women really rub me the wrong way.
The first reason why you should never chase a woman is because you start to get caught up in chasing the thrill rather than the connection. Sometimes the thrill and excitement of trying to win her over blinds you from whether or not you even like or connect with this girl. So ask yourself, am I even really into her, or am I just into the challenge of winning her over? The second reason why you should never chase a woman is the missed opportunities. Focusing all your energy on one girl who is not reciprocating means you might miss out on getting to know somebody who is genuinely interested and willing to put in the effort for a relationship with you. And number 3, it decreases your value perception. When you chase somebody excessively, it inadvertently sends the message that you don't value yourself enough to require equal effort in return, which decreases how much you're valued by the other person.
Let's see some comments for this. A single man who lives alone is at peace. A single woman who lives alone is at rest. Man, I need that on my t-shirt. Those are so perfect. Any man who lives with a woman is a domestic quarrel away from being homeless. Exactly, man. Women take advantage of that domestic abuse law so much that they would push you to your extreme and want you to hit them.
Yeah.
Because when you do, you lost everything. Everything that you built, you lost in a second. The loneliness isn't your enemy. When you realize loneliness is byproduct of freedom, you're in for a treat. See, loneliness was never a bad thing. You only realize that after you're going through all the bad things in life. You just rather cherish this single time you got. And you realize that loneliness is not all that bad. You can do whatever you want. You are under no pressure of someone, trying to impress someone, trying to take care of someone. It's just you. If you want your life to get better, you will work hard and try to achieve something and get better at your job or whatever to increase your own lifestyle.
Man.
But if you're happy with what you are, you're content. You don't have to prove anyone anything.
I slightly disagree with that. Don't be content, man. You can be, but life starts going downhill once you're content. Always strive. Always stumble forward and stay confused. Even if you're striving just for a little bit better. Never settle for what you have already. Just do a little bit better.
And that's why they're mad, because you no longer work hard for other people. And that's what they don't like. And they try to make it a bad thing online, saying men are getting weak. Men aren't getting weak. Men just don't care. They don't understand the simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what you guys feel about this.
So, good morning. So the passport bro business is like, really, people are losing their minds. And a young lady posted a video, and I'm not going to stitch it because everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I'm not trying to, ruffle feathers and get anybody upset. You say what you said. And she appears to be of Asian descent. I'm not 100% sure what. And she's saying that the reason that this is happening is because people are going where they're respected. That's why there's passport bros, that they're not respected, that they're not treated right, and that's why they're choosing this. She is married to an African-American man. And let me say this, the confusion around the passport bros is this. We do not care. What we care about is...
You just made a whole explanation right now in a video speaking on all of this. Why do you even care to make a video?
Is that you choose to degrade, disrespect, demean the women that brought most of you into this world.
We don't degrade and demean our own mothers like that. Majority of men are not doing that. So don't bring the women that brought you into this world just because the women that are in the United States or the women in my community or whatever it is, I have no ties to them in a sense. I'm not loyal to them.
To justify your reasoning. That's the problem.
Got off the phone with someone I was seeing, and she asked me how my day was going, and I explained I was at the airport. And then she said, I'm glad you got there safe. And I said, yeah, I had to take an Uber. I had to block her. I mean, she was great and everything. She was emotionally intelligent, always paid for dinner, pretty much catered to my every need. But if you hear I'm taking an Uber to the airport and your first move is not to open up Venmo and send me money, are you even a real woman? And then you find out I'm on a commercial flight and you don't immediately charter me a private jet. I know my worth, drizzle. I'm in my soft guy era. I want to be pampered. And if you're broke, just say that.
That is the adamant mindset. It's wonderful to have men of all race and creed come and speak about the fuckery that we deal with. Please accept them a low. I really appreciate that, and catch you guys next time. Ciao.